So today we're working on the Nugget, trying to get it roadworthy. Alright, so now that we've got everything home, both cars are there. There's one, I'm in the other. I've had a bit of time to have a go over them, work out what the white one needs, what's wrong with it, and there's quite a bit. But we're in lockdown, so unfortunately with the rest of Melbourne, it's, you know, whatever projects you got at home you can muck around with, and that's pretty much it. I have, however, been tackling little odds and jobs on the white car. In the back, I've replaced the gas struts on the boot as they weren't staying up. I found out what the problem is with the brake lights. Brake lights, took me a little bit to work it out. It was the most simplistic of things. First off, there was a fuse missing. We put the fuse on, the brakes were always on. I thought it might have been an electrical issue in the tail light. Pulled the tail light out. The housing cracked into a fair amount of pieces. But turns out it wasn't that. It was the brake pedal stopper. So there's this tiny little bit of rubber about that big that goes between the switch and the pedal. But we don't need that where we're going, because we're going to a manual pedal. So eventually that pedal will be swapped. What else have we done? We've started the air conditioning swap, and I'll just pause and swap where we're at in the white car. So under the dash, as you can see here, there's the white basically joiner box that goes between the fan and the evap that's down there. So I've pulled that out and started over on the red car, pulling all the bits and bobs out of that for putting the aircon between here. Over here, we've pulled the trims out here, and good thing about Nissan, that switch just simply popped out and the new switch popped in. That's the original HVAC that came with the car, so that's good. All the wiring was there, which was thankfully very easy. This one here, this needs replacing because there's no actual, I don't know if you can see it because of the light, but there's no fins. I have got a replacement one which I'm going to put in, that's got all the fins in there. That was $8 down at the wreckers, so that was a good little win before lockdown. And we'll put all this back together. That, however, all has to come out. I've started pulling it apart, but I think I need to get under the car for a couple of bolts down there. So that's basically the interior, all the fixes that we need to do on inside the car. On the outside of the car, the headlights. One fog light wasn't working, one headlight wasn't working, and turns out the plug behind the globe had melted into a million bits. So the red car came to the rescue, pulled the plug out of that and swapped it over into the white car. As far as lighting and everything is concerned for roadworthy, that should be all ticked off and all done now. Once I've tackled the next big job, which is the gearbox into the white car, then we can get it down to NISCO, get it up in the air and make sure that ball joints, discs and brakes and all that sort of stuff are okay. I do have a feeling that the front driver's side caliper is weeping, so we might need to go hit up the wreckers or see what the red one's like, or rebuild it, you know, just get a new one that's in there. So let's jump outside the car and we'll have a look. So here's the engine bay, missing the radiator and all that's over here. We're going to be putting the air conditioning in this car. So down there's where the compressor sits, and I'll show you the one that came off the red car. So yes, as you can see, the compressor on that one was shot. So here we are, I've got a new compressor. That was only $50 or something like that, I think it was, at local wreckers. So we've got a new one of them which will go in. And then we'll put the condenser, that I've got a new one coming, a new AC dryer, receiver dryer, and TX valve has to go in the dash area, I think. So I've got all the hardware bits out of this car. The next challenge to tackle, I think, is bit of wiring that goes down here to the gearbox. So we'll have a look at that, where that one all sits next. But today was more just a bit of an update video, and also we're going to throw the new tail light in. So let's get cracking. So that's the crack in the tail light and the housing. As you can see, that was just floating in there. That won't pass the roadworthy, so we're replacing, putting the new one in now. Okay, so one little quick one, that's the original exhaust. Excuse the mess, it's horrible out here, I really need to tidy up. Anyway, that's the original exhaust. This is the fully sick one we've got now, so just a muffler sort of diff back. That car had it, and now this car does. So the final thing that we're going through today is new wiper arms have been painted. I hate having the silver and black look on the wiper arms after time with the Nissan ones when they let go. So we just give them a quick sandback and a couple of coats of paint. They'll be ready to go on tomorrow. And we have a list. So the receiver dryer I've ordered, the condenser I've ordered, the compressor I've just picked up. Got to get a new belt, HVAC sorted, but I don't want to check that off the list until the connectors join between the fan and the VAP. Got to order some tyres, tail light we can now tick off, wipers, I've just ordered new ones as you can see, so they'll go on tomorrow. Brake check, oil filter, oil change and flush. There is a bit of a tap in the head, I'm praying it's just hydraulic lifter. Good thing about having a parts car, it'll come out of that if we do. Fuel filter, air filter I've pulled apart, checked it, it's all okay. Rocker cover gasket is leaking, so we ordered a new one of those from Nissan, picked that up, and we'll throw that one in after the gearbox is in. I'll probably put a new battery in it because you're stupid not to when you're doing all this service work, and a set of plugs. And obviously that's a lot, well, that's a big one. That's a big one, that's an expensive one. So that's our list, we'll get that one all sorted. As you can see, it's coming along nicely. I'm lucky that I can put the two of them side by side in the carport here with a quiet stubby and work on it. I have put the, if you can sort of see down there, I've put the NXR rims from the red car onto here because they're 14s, they'll be a little bit cheaper for roadworthy. They're the old fully sick hectic Sydney spec wheels, which they'll be coming off. And I think the general plan for this car is we're going to convert it to 5 stud and either run 33 GTR wheels on it, or we'll get the old S14 wheels out, which if you can have a look down the back here, there might be just a set sneaking under there. Oh, and that's all the remaining air compressor lines that need to go into the cabin. So that's where we are. So again, thanks for having a look at the update. We'll get this one chalked up hopefully very shortly. Lockdown's nearly finished, apparently. There's another 5 cases today, so who knows, we might get another extension. So let's pray we don't, so we can go out and enjoy our cars. But thanks for liking and subscribing. Thanks for all the new guys that have joined. There will be a bit more NX stuff to come. Once this car's on the road, we're going to pull the S14 off the road and move that over to historic plates or modified plates. I've got to put in the new dash for the heads-up display on that one, and the new steering wheel that I've got, and a new set of wheels. So that'll be a fun episode when we get that one sorted. So again, thanks for coming along on the journey. Thanks to the previous owners of the white little egg. They've sent me a few little comments and things. They're looking forward to seeing it. So shout out to you guys. Thanks again for being really good to deal with when buying this. So I appreciate it. Other than that, we'll see you on the next one. Cheers again.